Now, to the bigger point, this also gave a great opportunity to test by fire in the biggest game of the year for different guys to step up. And boy, did they. And not your usual suspects. I mean, a guy who's been hot of late, and you see why he doesn't come out of the lineup. Spenny, I think he said this yesterday. Somebody asked, why is Zadina coming out of the lineup? Because you're not removing Suter because he's on a 3-game goal streak. Now he's got 5 in 4 games. You know, and then Robert Hegg, who has played really well since coming back from injury, and that defensive guy, you find a way to win this game. Everything going against them. In the past, you wouldn't win. If I'm looking at signs that why things are different, that's the consistency of what Derek Lalonde has been preaching. Now, what's the beauty, Neil? The beauty is you look at the schedule. You're 2 points out of the playoff, 1 point behind Pittsburgh, right? Same amount of games, 56. The teams that are in the playoffs have 60 games played. You have 4 games in hand, which is the beauty of why you took care of this road trip coming back 4-1, because you're having 2 of your toughest games, even though you're playing at home, with the Rangers and Tampa, who arguably 2 of the best teams in the league. Would you say, Neil? Absolutely. So the fact that you do have leeway in case you do lose these games. Now, other teams can keep going, but that's where the game's in hand. But if you do win these games and keep this going, it's one of those things is you don't know what you have and you just keep going out there and doing it. That's where a lot of the leadership, and just keep going out and preach and preach and preach. And now what we're seeing, I always go back to, is what Derek Lalonde said at the beginning of the season. It takes a long time to implement a system. And what Steve Eisman said in January, that this team is better than the record shows. Let's see what we do when we get healthy.